And I want to say hello again. Thank you for joining us, whether you're here live or whether you are here listening in. We want to thank you for joining us. I'm Jennifer Britton. I am the CEO and founder of Potentials Realized. Chances are you've probably met me through my writing. So the author of several books, including two that I'm going to be talking about today. So we're going to be talking about Coaching Business Builder, which was actually my fourth book. It came out in 2018, and it's a book geared for coaches who want to develop their businesses. Now, before that, you might be more well aware of me from books 1 and 2, where I wrote the world's first book on group coaching, published back in 2009 by Wiley, called Effective Group Coaching, followed by From One to Many. Regardless, group coaching is our passion. It is what we focus on. And today we wanted to bring to life one of many coaching tools that we explore in Group Coaching Essentials and Team Coaching Essentials. So while many of you have heard me talk about this, it is useful to also think about how to engage with this. So in true Potentials Realized fashion, we're going to demo coaching the wheel of coaching business development. So that is our frame. What you'll need today: pen, piece of paper. I'm going to get started with our slideshow just to remind you that this is one of many community calls that we offer at Potentials Realized. If you're an alumni of our Group Coaching Essentials program, you've probably seen lots of these on our YouTube channel. If you have just met us, welcome. Typically 3 weeks of every month, roughly, we are here right now for fall Q4 2023. It is on Tuesdays from 12 to 12:30, where we talk about group coaching, we talk about team coaching, and we talk about work in the evolving workspace, which are our 3 main focus areas. We offer ICF CCE approved programming in condensed formats and long-term formats. So I personally just wrapped up Team Coaching Essentials in a pilot 1.5 day length. People enjoyed it. And we'll be offering more of these very condensed programs in addition to our longer learning landscapes. Typically, our CCE programs are delivered virtually over a 5 to 6 week program length. And in the next month of November and December 2023, we'll be offering some of them in more intensive 1 and 1.5 days. Well, we're passionate about helping coaches do their best work. And so one of our fun fall projects is the Team and Group Coaching Superpower Quiz. If you haven't checked it out yet, head on over to bit.ly/GT Coaching Superpower. And that will give you access to a 2-minute quiz, which hopefully gives you insights as to how do you like to coach? Because our range as coaches, as team and group coaches, is a very important yet often unexplored area for us as practitioners. So today, with that as a backdrop, I want to welcome you. I imagine some of you are all about getting things done, and it might have been hearing the term coaching business builder that attracted you. For others, it might have been, I want to learn more about the wheel of life, or I want to see group coaching in action. So I'm really pleased. I've got Ivana Valet, who of course is our team lead for group coaching here at Potentials Realized. Ivana does an amazing job in leading a lot of the group coaching essentials and advanced practicums at this moment in time. And Ivana, I want to give you a moment just to say hi and maybe help us set the stage for today's conversation, why we're doing this, etc.
Sure. I'm just having a quick technical issue, Jen. So I'm not looking at you because I've lost you on the screen. There you are. Okay, good. Hi there, everyone. Yay. So welcome. And so today we're talking about the wheel of Coaching Business Builder, and so how to build your coaching business. But what's really exciting is in group and team coaching, but with groups, is activities that actually get people moving, getting people thinking in terms of where are they, having people even understand what's possible, and having them even, moving forward and taking some action towards their goals is really a big part of what we do. And so we're demoing one of our favorite tools in group coaching, and it's done in a way that supports you to actually have some awareness yourself, but also go, oh, I could actually do it like this in a group. Oh, I could actually do it like this virtually. Oh, I could actually maybe even create my own wheel, right? In terms of what's relevant to your groups. And I'm going to say this is you're by all means free to use this wheel that we're going to be demonstrating, and it is our intellectual property. So please just give us acknowledgement that it does come from Jennifer Britton and Potentials Realized, but it's really an opportunity for you to see group coaching in action.
Love that setup, right? Because part of a masterful practitioner as a coach is about having a repertoire of things that you can be pulling out of your pocket. And in a one-on-one, right, I think the wheel of life or the wheel of business or the wheel of leadership is often a really important tool to help a client early on in the coaching relationship notice where they are now, where they are at the start of a process. As a client goes through the wheel, they often develop this insight of like, wow, my wheel is imbalanced. And we get to coach around that. We get to see like, ooh, well, what do you want to focus on? And that may actually infuse our coaching plan. So today we're going to be doing this in an abridged way. I want to just stress this is a faster way than we normally would do. And I'm bringing the wheel of coaching business development. So you will find this in Coaching Business Builder. So again, to respect intellectual property, please quote Coaching Business Builder because it is published and has been published since 2018. And this is the wheel I developed to really help coaches think about where they are in their business. So that's the lens I want you to step into as we go into this activity. We're going to keep it really simple. As many of you know from our work here at Potentials Realized, one of the key best practices is keeping things simple. So while I could have had a downloadable form, I'm going to actually just get you to sketch your own wheel of life on a piece of paper. And that's going to activate us, again, kinesthetically. We'll talk after we go through this wheel, other ways that you might hold the wheel, right? There, as if you've been with us, there are lots of more geographically oriented, body-centered ways to work with the wheel. But today we're going to just really give this as an opportunity for you to pause, take stock of where you are in your business right now. Maybe you're a new coach, maybe you're a seasoned coach. I think this is going to be an exercise that's of value to everyone. So first step is to grab that piece of paper and to first dissect your wheel into, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. To keep things simple, you could just make this a wheel with 12 wedges, which is easily formed if you start with a line from the top to the bottom, a line left to right, and then you can dissect that as well with some further lines going through. That will leave you with, of course, 8. You're going to need to add some more dissection lines in there to get your 12 wedges. As many of you know, I'm a strategic thinker. So again, details are not always my strong suit. I'm okay that my lines are not, perfectly straight. Ivana might be like a little bit more specific on that. We have different styles, which is why we work together so well. But I think the end output that you're looking for is a circle. We are going to have 12 wedges rather than the 11 wedges. Because in coaching groups, everyone's often bringing themselves to the table. And my business development may look a little bit different than your business development. So we're going to start at the 12 o'clock position. If you imagine a clock right at the top of the circle. And for this, I'd like you to label it. We'll follow this slide. We'll actually follow it. And some of you know that I really like to mix things up, but in an exercise like this, I want to follow the visual to as best an ability as I can. So we're going to start at the top, and we're going to do this with reflective prompts. So whether you are able to just write it out, I know we have someone who is driving, so please continue to drive safely. You can think about this, but we're going to do this in a reflective prompt way in which we are going to take a minute in each of these wedges. Ooh. So we're going to start at the top. If you're listening to this and you feel you need longer, you can always pause it. If you are on the call live, you can always come back to this. Trust that your insights will be what you need in this moment. So we're going to start at the top. and that is our financial wedge. And I'd like you to think about, in this moment in time, where are you with the whole financial edge of your business? And we'll get you to scale this, right? Some of you may have drawn the lines. I've left my lines blank, but I'm going to, just out of a 1 to 10, we're going to invite you to shade where you are in terms of, you could look at it through the level of satisfaction or even your level of strength in that area. So I'm giving you some choice here. Everyone listens to this in different ways. Personally, I'm going to work on it, okay, on a 1 to 10. Where am I with finances for this business? Potential was realized. And in the next minute, I'm going to give myself a rating on a 1 to 10, 1 being low and in the center, 10 being high. And because I know it's not going to take me a full minute, I'm also going to jot down some notes about 1, things that are working, and 2, things that I think are going to be a priority for us in the new year. If you would like to, please add those new layers. I'm going to pause here because, Ivana, you might hear these instructions in a different way. How are you going to work the wedge of the wheel?
So similar to you, I actually like to do a point in where that is from 0 to 10. And I actually do like to lean into the satisfaction of it, in terms of like, how satisfied am I as a coach building my business in this specific area. Yeah, and I actually really like your idea, right, about making jotting some notes around some opportunities, and also, what's working well, because I think it's important that we celebrate what is working, and then opportunities that maybe we haven't even considered.
Perfect. So with that, again, you're always a choice. You may be more drawn to the numbers. You may be more drawn to the notation. We just want to give you a minute to really reflect on where you are now, right now in this moment. We will not be sharing this. Again, we're only going to do part of the process. So we won't be sharing this. This is really for you only. So I'm going to start my timer. I've got it set to a minute, and we'll invite you to notice where you are right now with the finances in your business. All right, so that is our first minute. Remember, you're always able to stay here if you don't want to move on to the next wedge, but most of us will leave the world of finances and step into literally the world of the client. And it may be useful sometime for our clients to make that physical shift, especially if you're working with business owners who might be frustrated that their business isn't growing, or what will be the impact of the recession on my business. It can actually be useful to invite people to shift before they go to the next step. So if that's the case, I invite you maybe stand up, move across, move to a different spot. But now we're going to leave the land of finances and think about what I do believe is the heart of a coaching business, which is our clients. On a 1 to 10, where are you with your client work? Are you working with the people you love? Do you want to work with others? And Ivana, you've got a statement or comment there.
Yeah, I think even for us working this exercise, there's nothing harm just to kind of shake the body, just to kind of shift that energy ourselves. It doesn't necessarily need to be a manual physical shift, but just even just a rattle of the body can actually do that. And I invite all of us to do that even without having to physically move, because that still shifts the energy. We're just trying to shift the energy from one to the next.
And notice that the world of the client is going to be different than the world of finances. Maybe you weren't excited about finances. If you think about, oh, I get to work with these great people right now, that's a new energy. So we're going to start our next minute. Shake it out if you'd like. And the question again is, in the world of clients, where are you on a 1 to 10? What's working well? What might be your focus moving forward? Okay. So shift again, leave the land of clients, and next we're stepping into administration, right? We know that great coaching businesses do focus on developing systems, processes. There is quite a bit of administrative work, especially if you're not automated in this area. So let's take a minute and look at the world of administration and what that means in our business. Maybe what's working well, what you want to focus on in 2023, and as always, give yourself a rating. And we'll get you to shake that off and very quickly move into the realm of marketing. Again, where are you on a 1 to 10? What is working? What focus would you like to give marketing in 2023 or this next year? Okay, next shift. Move it if you would like. Now, what about your coaching skills, right? Your skills as a coach. Where are you? What's working well? What are you leaning into? But also, what is that next arc of development? And our next shift takes us from coaching skills to the world of relationship building. So much of this work is about relationships, who we might partner with, who we might co-coach with, who our clients are. With whatever lens you bring to relationship building, take a minute and take some time to think about where you are on the 1 to 10 with relationship building. No surprise, time for a shift again. And we're going to move from relationships to sales. You know, a sustainable business is making ongoing new revenue. So where are you with your sales process, sales conversations, etc.? Our next one is promotion. Again, how are you getting the word out about what you offer? What is working? What is not? What are the focus areas for 2023? Okay, our next circle is program or product design. And our last labeled wedge, which is influence, right? As business owners, influence is a key skill. We may not have staff. We may need to work through others. So what about the skill of influence? Where are you on this one? And now our final two wedges. We're going to mix this together. So you've got two wedges labeled other. I'd like to give you a minute to take stock of some of the other things that you know are important to your business right now. This wheel is by no means representative. So maybe there's something there about your self-care, your habits, your routines, your learning. I'm going to leave that up to you, but think about what else is going to help your business excel as you continue to move forward, and give it a rating. All right, now it is our minute. So here's what we would normally do. I know it's just about the bottom of the half hour. So notice how much time this actually takes. In a room, I would now move to breakouts and give everyone an opportunity to talk about what is important to them. Now we're a little bit of a different group, right? This is a demo. I said you didn't have to share this, but in a coaching group where the insights usually get activated is in the sharing of what we have just discovered. And it's through that dialogue that we generate new insights. So I'm not going to do that piece, but I am going to take us to one of the final pieces, not the only piece. One of the final pieces we want to wrap up every coaching conversation with is, what learning have you had out of this process today? So I'd like you to take a minute to think about what is the one learning you've had out of today, and what is the one action step you're committed to taking going forward. That might involve something on that you uncovered on the wheel. It might also involve just going through and trying out this type of process with your clients. I'll set our timer for one last minute. In essence, what's your next step and what was learned through this? All right, as always, the benefit of listening to these sometimes asynchronously is you can pause them. And a minute is typically not enough for this type of reflection, but in today's world, we may not have an hour. We may not have an hour and a half. We may only have half an hour or 20 minutes. My hope is that you got some new insights out of this. Again, these are core elements that I speak further on in the Coaching Business Builder. We hope that you enjoyed this, and maybe you have a copy of Coaching Business Builder. I just want to plant the seed that in the coming weeks, we're going to be doing more calls around CBB, as I affectionately call it, because we'll be prepping for year-end planning, vision work, which is coming up in a few weeks as part of our community call. And a number of you will use the new year as an opportunity to start growing your business. So we hope to see you at Potentials Realized. If not to grow your group coaching skills, maybe join us for the Coaching Biz Growth Lab or the Coaching Business Builder new program. So Ivana, reflections or things that you want to highlight before we wrap up from a process standpoint, a coaching standpoint?
I think I've never done it, to be completely transparent. I've never done it as a coach business builder. So this was really exciting for me. And, you know, and if I may share, like, to me is I recognize that my wheel is not all that out of balance, but it's not optimal. And so that's something to think about, even like with yourselves as you do this exercise yourself, and even your clients. Like, even though the wheel might be balanced, that might mean that there's a stagnation, there's a comfort that now we have to actually disrupt or activate. And so that's, I leave that with you, because oftentimes traditionally as coaches is, oh, we want a balanced wheel. And yet sometimes there is a balanced wheel, and that is the opportunity of disruption.
Yes, because we want to think about, this is what we talk a lot about at Coaching Biz Growth Lab, is what is your ideal vision of your business, right? And that's what we're going to look at in a couple of weeks. So if you've done this, join us in a few weeks for the vision session. And then you can also ask yourself the strategic question: if everything is balanced, like, what's next? What's next, not only for me, but what's next for the business? We will often see that balance in these moments of plateau or inflection point. And there's nothing wrong with just building your business to a certain level, right? But many coaches want to keep building and building and know that it is this upward, sort of learning edge and growth edge. And then we do plateau. It can be a short plateau, it can be a long plateau. And then for some coaches, they'll continue to grow again to that next phase. So we hope that there was good value here. Anything final that you want to mention, Ivana?
Yeah, I'm also going to share, I think it's really relevant, just as we say in our group coaching program, like, this is a good starting point and maybe ending point. As a coach, as ourselves, this is not a one-time exercise, right? It's important. I think this is a great time of year to do this, but then also see where you are in 6 months, see where you are in 9 months, see if you're actually making progress or making traction towards your goals, towards what you're actually desiring for yourself and your business and through your clients.
And this is actually an exercise. It's a derivative of a planning session that we do on a quarterly basis at the Coaching Biz Growth Lab throughout the year, because it's not just once, it's regular.
Wow.
So with that, thank you for joining us. For more information on this, do check out groupcoachingessentials.ca, and we will see you next week for our next community call. If memory serves me correct, and I may be off on this one, 2 weeks from now, I think, is the vision one. I want to say November 22nd is vision, but vision is coming up, and we'll put the link to that in the YouTube announcement. All right, everyone, take care. See you soon. Be well.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.